a great show tonight. We got author Anthony Copuano from Bridgeport, Connecticut, wrote a book on what if. And then we're going to go down to the Trolley Museum in East Haven, Connecticut. So grab your great beverage and sit down and relax and enjoy the show.
Homie, got your grind on it. I got the hot music. At last I got magics. You can do it, baby. Got your grind on it. I didn't have nothing, but now I got something. You can do it, homie. Got your grind on it. I got the hot music. At last I got magics. You can do it, baby. Got your grind on it. I didn't have nothing, but now I got something. You can do it, homie. Got your grind on it. I got the hot music. At last I got magics. You can.
I got no balls to losing.
Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear.
We're just buzzed.
Just buzzed. You're right, this isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
You didn't tell us that, sir.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
What's up, CT? I got Tony Capuano here in the house here at C. Dukes Entertainment on Cox TV. And we got a great show for you. You know, it's what if. What if you wanted to make another direction in life? Should you take that shot? Well, Tony Capuano did, and he wrote it in a book. And he'll be right with us right after this message.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it. I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Welcome back. Well, Tony Capuano, how are you today?
Charles, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it so much.
No problem. What's up, CT? This is what it's all about. It's exactly what you're doing. For you got a book called What If. Can you know, I mean, it might have taken you some time to kind of put that together, but how did you come about that?
Well, Charles, what I in my life, I always started looking back. I always used to say to myself, what if? What if I would have went down that path? What if I would have went down that path? And I always look back. You know, I wrote the book because, you know, how many books do you read that people struggled during their lives and they became rich and they became famous? But how about the average guy who never made it big, but they wrote a book?
Wow.
And, you know, that's the thing that I wanted to reach. I wanted to reach the average guy out there. Right. And, you know, I feel like I'm an average guy. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. But I wrote the book. And I thought I had an interesting life growing up.
Right, right. You know, I'm reading the book.
Well, that's good.
And you know, what I like about it is how you started off at right across the street from the park, your house. And how it was just like right across the street, and how, you know, you learned so much out there, just like in the playground itself was more like a learning experience.
Charles, that playground was...
Tell CT about that.
That playground was like the teacher of life for us guys. I mean, we were out there and you could pretend, you could be Mickey Mantle, you could be Michael Jordan, and you could pretend whoever you wanted to be. We had this playground with a basketball hoop, and we were out there every day. And you know, I was a little bit slower than the normal kid, I was a little bit smaller than the normal kid, but on that playground, I could be as big as I want. And those dreams would come true in that playground. Right,
right. So you had a lot of dreams as far as what if. Now, also too, when you're going to your first kiss, it was funny when I was.
I knew you liked that one, Charles. Yeah, you know, back in that day, you know, back in the 60s and 70s, dads were working around the clock. Right. They didn't have time to teach us about the birds and the bees, but the playground did. And the playground was everything.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Now that was back, yeah. So you're going back in the 60s and 70s. Now, how was it really? You know, before we get into Melissa, that's your daughter.
That's my daughter, right?
You know, tell us a little bit about those experiences that you had, especially with that mean principal.
Lois Lane, you know, and people are saying, what are you making that character up? There was actually a principal
Lois Lane.
at the school named Lois Lane.
No kidding.
And I'll tell you what, when you went into that office, you were sweating bullets.
No
Because
kidding.
she was the meanest
No
lady that you ever want to come across. And me living across the street from the playground, anything that went wrong, I was called into the principal. Yeah. Yep.
So you can hear your name on the PA system.
Yeah, well, Anthony Capuano, please come to the principal. And the sweat would just keep pouring down there.
My God.
She never smiled. She never smiled.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So that's funny though, you know, because I can remember one in my school days, you know, and how you go in the principal office, don't call my mom, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that experience that you had.
Well, you know what, Bridgeport. I'm obviously born and raised in Bridgeport, and I'm proud to say that I was born and raised in Bridgeport. Right. Bridgeport was a great city back then, and now, as you read, as most major cities, it's getting a lot of bad press.
Right.
But I wrote the book because I wanted to take people back then when Bridgeport, man, you could walk around the city, which we did, constantly walking. Dads were working. So we used to walk everywhere, and you didn't have to be afraid. And it was great. Bridgeport was just fun. Fun. And you know, I live in Middletown, Connecticut now, and actually I have an apartment right across from it's kind of like a little bit of a park. And I watch the kids play there. There's no more ball playing there. You know what it is? It's fighting. It's trying to break each other's stuff. It's all the video games. It's all what the video game. We had no video games back then. What was that? Yeah, my dad literally had to come out to get me to come inside. We were always outside. So I wanted to bring that out in the book too, to show people how Bridgeport was just a great city.
Well, you know, too, it's kind of like what we're really missing is that kind of activity. You know, with the baseball and, you know, basketball and things like that.
Yeah, and you know what, Charles? I think the biggest thing that we're all missing, and I know you're going to remember this, is back, again, in the 60s and 70s, the blue law. Nothing was open on a Sunday. It was called family time. We had dinners together as a family. You couldn't go nowhere. You couldn't buy anything. You went to church. You had that family dinner. Of course, me being Italian, spaghetti and meatballs. And everybody would come to the house. And I think it brought everybody together. You don't have that now.
You don't have it today. Now you got package stores opening up.
I can't believe it. You could buy alcohol now.
Isn't that something? They want you to stop drinking and driving and drinking. And
so the family stuff is out the window now. It's all about money.
And that's sad.
It is sad.
That's sad.
It is sad.
But also, too, in the book here, you know, I kind of like, I wanted to show, they had a article here that they kind of put for your Middletown.
It was nice of the Middletown Press to actually take interest, I'm proud of that,
You're a superstar here.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but you know, it's people like yourself who've given me a chance to talk about my book.
Well, you should. I mean, it has a lot to do with what we're going through now here. You know?
I'm getting a lot of feedback back, Charles, on the book, telling me how it's brought back memories to them and how they appreciate me doing it, and it makes me feel good, and that's what the book was all about.
You know, it's funny. I was reading there too about the teacher. You know how you make these funny noises. Tell us a little bit about that.
Are you talking about the high school teachers?
The high school teachers. Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest and the funniest story that I get mostly asked about was back in Colby High School, and I'm sure a lot of people out there that could remember Colby High School. We had this this kid, and his name was Frank, and he had a little bit of an anxiety problem back in those days. Back in those days, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like.
Major. You got to put him on medication, sedate him. But anyway, any loud noise that he would hear outside, he would actually faint. So us, being the kids that we are, we used to make loud noises so he would faint. So we had an English teacher. His name was Mr. Therese. He didn't believe us.
No kidding.
So we were having a quiz one day, and he picked up a pile of books, and this is a true story. He picked up a pile of books. It was quiet. He got behind the kid, and he dropped the books right in front of him. We all looked back, and the kid was out on the floor. We all had to carry him out. Now today the teacher would be in jail, but back then it was funny. But it was funny. But it was funny.
Oh my God! But also too, what was it, Lenny? I think it was that. It was one of the characters that you have in your book. That one of your friends there, the teacher, smacked him so hard or something like that. Which you can't do today.
No, and I tell that story. I tell my daughter gets a kick out of that story. We had this English teacher, a friar, because I went to a Catholic school. It was called Colby Friars, and it was this big, heavy-set friar. Well, you couldn't talk in his class. You couldn't laugh in his class. He was that serious. So one day we were, having our English class, and this kid Lenny was kind of a little bit of a wise guy. So kind of when it all happened, we were kind of happy. But anyway, he started fooling around. Now, his name was Father Herbert, and all of a sudden, Father Herbert, when he took his glasses off and put them on the table, he took his watch off and rolled up his sleeves. We knew something was going on. That day, he did all that. He walked down the aisle, and I still hear the smack in my head today. Smacked Lenny right in the face. And there was a red handprint on the side of his face.
Oh my God.
Today, Father Herbert would probably be doing 50 years in jail right now.
Yeah.
But back then, I'm sure his father was thanking him.
Oh yeah, right. And probably today, he probably still feels that.
And I'm sure he does. And we all were quiet for the rest of the year, not just a day.
There you go, Father.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever you want, Father.
And also, too, it says in your book on quite other few ventures that you have here. I just want to go over some of the things too in Bridgeport. Can you tell us a little bit more about Bridgeport, as far as
sure,
what you've done as well?
Well, in Bridgeport back then, it was a thriving city. There's a lot of industrial places, so we had places to go. I mean, General Electric back then, I'm sure people remember, was big. Bridgeport Brass, Jenkins Valves. There's a lot of big factories. Right. And as kids, we just, as groups, got together and we just hung out. We didn't care if you were black, we didn't care if you were white, we didn't care if you were Puerto Rican. It was a together thing, you know, and that's what I miss most about it.
Which today, everybody's just like, separate ways.
Right.
But also too, you've had lives like all of us, being married a couple times.
I've been married a couple times.
Now you have your daughter Melissa.
Yes, 24 years old.
24. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Well, you wrote the book.
Yeah, I wrote the book. My daughter is a proud daughter. I mean, she's proud that her dad wrote a book, and it was tough. Is going through a divorce, and my daughter was about 5 or 6 years old, but the marriage just wasn't working out. So, I had to leave the house. It was the hardest thing to do, to leave my daughter. But you know what? I went through some tough times, but I never forgot about my daughter. I always took her with me. I always did things, and today she respects me for that.
Yeah. Kids, they do remember today. You
know
what I mean? And even though we all go through these changes in life, we shouldn't forget about the kids.
Right.
It's not about you or your wife or your girlfriend.
It's about the kids, right? And it always is.
Yeah. And that's where you forget. And that's where a lot of these kids today are out there doing all of these crazy things out there because they don't have anyone to guide them.
Right, and there's too much stuff. They could get the stuff. They could get the guns. They could get the drugs.
Yeah.
And if I could get 1 or 2 people just to realize what Bridgeport really was and to change that city around, I mean, that would make it all worth it. Yeah, it would make it all worth it.
Little notes here, show. I mean, I wanted to ask you so many questions.
Sure, go right ahead.
And I know that we don't have a lot of time, but I just want
Fire away, Charles. I'm ready.
Now, you talk about sports and everything, too, in your life.
Love sports. To this day, I love sports.
So what would you pretty much major yourself in as far as sports? I mean, was it basketball? Was it baseball? I know you did a lot of sports at the park.
Yes, all the above. All the above. I was a big baseball fan. Still am a big baseball fan. Basketball, football. I did it all. And like I said, we go back to the playground.
Right.
I mean, you would have to meet. If you lost a game playing in basketball back in those days, you'd have to wait an hour to get back into play.
No kidding.
But you could be who you wanted to be. You could shoot like Michael Jordan. I used to swing like Mickey Mantle, and it was great. It was just great, just fun.
Nice. Well, I got to tell you, that's something that we're all missing. And also, too, the music.
Love music.
What type of music do you like now?
I like all kinds of music, Charles.
You're going back in the 80s now. That's why I go back.
I'm going back to the 80s when the groups were Santana and Chicago were big, and Jimi Hendrix. All great stuff. All great stuff.
Nice. And also, too, now, as far as the life after school, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's I started my as an 18-year-old kid coming out of high school, didn't want to go to college, just about made it through high school, and you didn't know which direction to go in. So you worked here, you worked there, and it was tough. I lived in a house in Bridgeport where I lived with my parents and my grandfather, who always were negative. So they're always putting you down. They always said I would be nothing.
Yeah, that's something too. Is like when you're young, it kind of sticks with you, and it's a shame too that some people today really don't make it because of that.
Right.
But I think the key is you take that and you use that as a positive.
Bingo, Charles. And that's what I did in my life.
Right.
I used that as my kick in the butt, as they call it, to get me going. Right. And, you know, started working. And, you know, I've been in management now some 30 some odd years, just all management. I started working when I was 14, cleaning bathrooms actually after school.
Wow.
So I've been working a long time. And,
so now you're a manager at, I guess, Walmart.
Actually, right now in Newington Walmart, I'm an assistant manager there. And, you know, I left the company for a little while, but I came back. They took me back. And, you know, I'm enjoying it. It's hard work. Retail's a tough business. But, you know, it's a living. It's a living. It's a living.
But, you know, at Walmart, did you we definitely got to represent them, you know.
Absolutely.
They know about the book. And
they know about the book. It's being.
They feel the love.
They feel the love. They really represented me well there. You know, people have supported me, and it's great. You know, and the funny thing, Charles, and this is great for me. People coming up to me and saying, Tony, how have you written a book? I got to give you credit. People are asking me advice on how to write a book. And that means so much to me. I'm not going to become a millionaire with this book, I can tell you that. But it's me helping people, and that feels so great to me. And giving them, just go with it. You know, I believe in my book. I will tell you that if you pick up my book and read it, it's not the most edited, greatest book in the world. I'm not John Grisham. But if you pick that book up, I guarantee you won't put that book down.
Right. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm still reading it.
Thank you.
But also, too, if they wanted to get this book, how do we get this book?
Well, there's a few ways to go on. You could go on Amazon.com, and you could look up What If Anthony Capuano, BarnesandNoble.com. If you Google What If Anthony Capuano, it gives you all these options. Good. And actually, I just found out today that it's being sold over in Europe now.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
so
nice.
yeah. Now whether it sells, you know, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll
see.
Hey,
it's a start. You had taken the time to just write it and let us read it, because a lot of times, our viewers also too, they're probably saying now, wow, maybe I should write a book. But
well, I want to shout out to another person who gave me a chance to talk about the book.
Sure,
was the coach, George DeMayo, on
DeMayo.
WELI. We
Right.
did a radio interview. And he couldn't, we could have talked for days. He was like talking to best friends, like me and you were doing.
Right, yeah.
And he loved it. And he called the book a down-to-earth book, and I thought that was great.
Yeah. And down-to-earth it is.
Yeah.
Down to earth.
Nothing fancy, nothing,
Yep.
And I got to give him a shout for giving me a shot like
Absolutely.
you. Like
I'm
yourself.
sorry, what was his name again?
George DeMayo, the coach.
DeMayo,
the coach.
I like that, the coach.
Yeah, the coach.
Well, you've been around coaches all your life.
All my life, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, now also, too, now you said your daughter's 24
My
now?
daughter just turned 24, yep.
Okay, and she's very proud of you, I'm sure.
Yes.
So also, too, I just wanted to, my house. Now, you were talking about my house in the book.
Right.
We can't give them all the
then they won't get the book. Yeah, they won't get the book.
But anyway, when you say my house, tell us about that.
That was the house that we when we began the interview, I grew up in Bridgeport across the playground.
Right.
And in the house was my sister, my mom, my dad, my grandfather.
Right.
And for some reason, I guess I was the black sheep of the family.
Right.
My sister was the queen of the house.
Oh, you got those.
Yeah, and so I was the black sheep, the bum of the family, and it was tough.
You turn out your own book.
Yeah.
Now, how many in the family wrote
the book? Nobody. My grandfather was a tough old Sicilian.
Right.
And, there's some funny stories. I don't want to tell you all of them.
Right.
I couldn't walk on the grass. I couldn't sit on the rug. And it was some good stuff.
Right.
But I got people who read the book telling me, you know what? I had that same upbringing.
Wow. And that's what's nice,
Yeah.
And it's nice that you'll be surprised that maybe 100,000 other people grew up the same way you have, but they haven't had the chance or time to write it down like you have.
Right, and I want to, not just Connecticut, not just Bridgeport. I'm sure there's people in Missouri that can relate to the book also in the same kind of upbringing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But well, I want just if you want to tell our viewers anything special about your book,
sure,
please do.
Well, concept is what if, what path you've taken in life, and you look back in your life and you say, what if I went down that path, and what if I went down that path. The cover of the book has 2 rows in it, so it's what path you choose in life, and always looking back and saying, what if I did that, and what if I did that. It's funny because a lot of people have asked me, I have a lot of ideas in my head and I want to write a book. How do I do it? And I tell them, if you believe in something, go for it. It don't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter if anybody's very negative about the what you have in your head. Just go for it, because I believe in my book, and I don't care what people say. I had an interesting life, and I wanted to share it with everybody, and I hope I could reach some people out there, maybe some youths out there that are, you know, in Bridgeport right now saying, God, I want Bridgeport to be the way it was. And hopefully I could reach those few. You know, it's just based, I try to group it down, and at the end of the book, I did some life tragedies in my lifetime. Katrina standed out in my mind. You know, what went wrong? Why did the government do it? It's a lot of what ifs there. And after every chapter of the book, I almost put, you know, what if the government acted quicker? What if President Kennedy didn't go down that road that day? It's a lot of what ifs in my life, and that's the title of the book, What If, because there was so many of them.
Tony Capuano, what a great book.
No, thanks, Charles.
And you guys got to go and get this book. I mean, What's Up in CT, and it's something that really would have you thinking. You know, what if? You know, and what if, you know, you did this, or what if you did that? Hopefully, when you do what you do, it's the right decision. But therefore, if it's not the right decision, that's not a loss. It's a lesson.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back. I got to tell you, what a great show. Tony Capuano, I got to tell you, that's a
Charles,
great book.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the kind words, and I hope everybody will go rush out to Amazon.com or wherever and buy the book.
There's the book right here, and it's What If, and it's a really good book. And I must say, you got to read it, and it'll kind of open up the eyes for you as well.
It'll bring back some memories. It really will.
Definitely. Maybe you might be out there writing a book.
Yeah, I hope they would. I hope I got the message.
All right. Well, check that out. It's great. And again, I want to just thank you very much again.
Oh, you're welcome, Charles. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Anytime. Come back and
I will.
6 months. And
whenever you want me back, I'm here, buddy.
And let us know what's going on.
I will.
All right, well, that's a wrap here. And this is Charles Dukes Jr. from C. Dukes Entertainment. And What's Up in CT. This is What's Up in CT. Have a great day. Bye.
I look up to a lot of the older heads, you know, the innovators, the heads of the art movements of the past. They kept it really edgy, and like a lot of the Latin American muralists and Latin American artists, and their styles were very unique and new to their time. You know, somewhat controversial, but that's who I look up to mainly. Personally, I'm very excited about going to college. It's something new and it's something different than what I'm used to. I'm definitely going to be a little out of my element, but that's what makes it so exciting, is that, you know, it's something fresh. Well, there's so many opportunities that I think I could miss out on if I didn't go, you know? Getting into college takes planning and vision. You know, it's just like when I take a brick wall and turn it into a canvas for my art. Paintings help me realize that I've got what it takes.
Great show that was. I tell you, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed putting it together and bringing it to you. I like to do my thank yous now, but first of all, I want to thank my Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, for giving me the strength to make all of this happen for us. And also, I want to thank Lori and Greg at Cox Public Television. What a fantastic job they're doing over there. And also, Anthony Copuano, What If? That's a great book, and you got to get out there and get it at Amazon.com. What if? Because we're all thinking about what if, you know, we made another decision or we went another direction in life. If I have, I probably wouldn't be here with you. Just got to get it, and I got to tell you, it's a great book. Well, I got to tell you, I want to thank Mama Dukes. I love you, Mama Dukes. I tell you, you are the best. You are the best, Mama. And I want to thank all of my viewers for watching the show. And always remember, what's up, CT? I'm Charles Dukes Jr., and I thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next show.
I got your back from now until I'm gone, baby. Let's relax and play my new song, mommy. You got me high, it's time to do some. I ain't trying to do you wrong, I'm just trying to show you love. Cause you, the party getting serious. Set up 1, 2, 1, 2. Can I ask a question? Who's that hot girl who don't give a get on the floor, girl. I got what you want. We gonna do it, baby. Come on, get your grind on it. I didn't have nothing. Come on, now I got something here. You can do it, homie. Come on, get your grind on it. I got the hot music. Come on, plus I got magic here. You can. Got your grind on it. I got the hot music. At last I got magics. You can do it, baby. Got your grind on it. I didn't have nothing, but now I got something. You can do it, homie. Got your grind on it. I got the hot music. At last I got magics. You can do it, baby. Got your grind on it.
So, you're looking for help with your